What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure unboxing and review. Today, guys, we are going to be doing another figure from Star Wars, and that is going to be the Clone Trooper, his gold chrome version. So this is an alternative version to the regular Clone Trooper. Very excited to see how this figure looks. A couple of months ago, I did do the regular silver chrome version for Commander Cody. So this is going to be a very similar figure, and again, it is the first time that I will ever do a golden figure, so very interesting to see how it looks. Now this figure was a pretty much an exclusive figure. I believe there was only like around 2,500 figures released for Sideshow, so as much as I would love to include the link to them for if you guys want to go ahead and purchase it, unfortunately I would not be able to, since this figure was exclusive and pretty much he has been sold out. So either way, as I mentioned before, can't wait to see how this guy looks. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing and review. Get into the box. So I do want to apologize really quick, guys. This box is kind of dirty. Unfortunately, I've left my fingerprints all over it, and with this black background that the Star Wars figures boxes have, it's very noticeable. So I apologize about that. So to the regular box, we pretty much have an image of the Clone Trooper right there with a Star Wars logo in the middle, and then we have your typical regular banner that we get with all these Star Wars figures. The good thing is that the banner color, they have made it into gold, just like the figure itself. So I think that matches very well. And then that banner does have another image as well of the Clone Trooper. On the right side, we once again get the black background, and then we get a continuation of the image of the Clone Trooper on the right side with that banner. As I mentioned before, to me the gold coloring to the banner is a great idea. And then we do have also the black on the back we have pretty much just legal warning information from Hot Toys along with the name of the figure. Left side we get another image of the Clone Trooper that looks really nice on that banner, and in the background again just pretty much black along with a Disney logo and the name of the figure as well. So just like always with the Hot Toys figures from Star Wars, there's not a lot going on. Unfortunately, this is just pretty much what we get, but at least the good thing is that they did decide to do that gold kind of look to it, so it looks pretty good, I would say. And then of course the Sideshow exclusive logo at the top right. Okay, now this is something that has become very common with Hot Toys figures. So I'm sorry, with Star Wars figures. So we usually get either a wallpaper or a second pretty much design to a box. This time we get a wallpaper with both looks to the Clone Trooper. One would face 2 and then the one on the right would face 1. Both look amazing, and pretty much the wallpaper is almost exactly the same as the one that we got with the regular chrome version for Commander Cody. To me, this looks good, and I'm glad that Hot Toys does this with these figures, because at least it gives us an alternative look to pretty much show what they would have done had they been in control of pretty much the design of the box. As you guys know, with Lucasfilms, they kind of have this demand where the box has to be exactly, you know, a certain design for every single figure, which is very unfortunate because it takes a lot of creativity away from the actual figure. So now getting the figure for the first time, looking at him, man, he looks really good. I did not expect him to look as good as he looks right now. As I always like to say, my camera doesn't do the greatest job of showing the figure, but right now looking at him in person, it looks great. The black and gold matches very well with the figure. So I'm very happy with what I've gotten so far. Obviously, we'll talk about the figure a little bit later on in the video more in detail, just so that way we can pretty much share our opinions of what we think about him. But yeah, I like how this guy looks for sure. No problems whatsoever to start. I think the look of it is good. So now that we've gotten a look at the figure for the first time, as always, we're gonna pretty much take a look at all of its accessories. We'll take a look at the figure and in full detail. We'll make a couple of comparisons to other Trooper figures that I have in my collection, and then of course at the end we'll do poses and final thoughts, as well as some important news that I have coming up for my channel as well. Okay guys, get into the accessories. So we have a lot of similarities compared to Commander Cody's figures. So we get to the display base, it's pretty much exactly the same except the coloring. So this time we get a Clone Trooper Star Wars nameplate, but we don't get your typical silver kind of nameplate and the front, it's just pretty much printed in the actual display base this time. We do get a Republic logo, but this time in gold coloring. Of course, the one for Commander Cody was silver. I really don't have any issues with it. It matches with the figure. I don't think it's a display base that I will use with the figure. It does also have a regular crotch grabber with a little bit of a longer stick to it to kind of hold the figure more together. So I really don't have any issues with the display base, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to use unnecessarily for the figure. And then of course we do get two helmets. So we get phase 2 on the left, phase 1 on the right. With my Commander Cody figure, for me it was an easy choice. I thought that the phase 1 helmet looks so much better on him, but this time I am iffy. I think I might actually go with phase 2. Now I'll talk about these helmets a little bit more in detail once we take a look at the figure in detail, but just know that it does come with two helmets. Pretty much it's up to you which helmet you want to go ahead and attach onto the figure. We do also get a jetpack that goes attached onto the back of the figure via magnet. This thing is much bigger and thicker compared to Commander Cody's jetpack. His is pretty small. This one it is huge. I do love the color applications. It matches the suit. It's pretty shiny, and I think it's going to go very well onto the figure, and I'm glad that it includes magnet. I just feel that it attaches to the figure a little bit better than other things. And then we do get two weapons. We get a big long rifle on the top, and then at the bottom we get a regular rifle that goes with the figure. As I always like to say, pretty much it's up to you guys how you guys want to go ahead and post it, but to me that long rifle will be very hard to keep in my collection because of how many figures I have already. It's one of those things where I really wouldn't know where to put this long rifle. Both of them are pretty much made out of plastic. There's this kind of dark gray coloring to both of them that to me is fine. I really don't have any issues with them. I'm glad that it comes with them, and I do believe that these two came with Commander Cody as well. So pretty much, again, as I mentioned before, a lot of similarities compared to that chrome Commander Cody version. And then we do have a different hand display. So I'll be honest, I'm having a little bit of a hard time knowing what each pose is for. So I can tell you that the hand in the middle and the right is to hold the rifles from either the left and the right. The hand on the left, I really wouldn't know what to use it for. I'll try to figure out once we pose the figure in more ways. I do like the coloring of the glove along with the gold armor. It matches as far as the texture. My only issue with the hands, and I think that I had this issue with Commander Cody, is that there are no expression lines. Like if there's any movement, it's just still. So I think that's just a little bit lazy by Hot Toys. There's no expression lines or anything like that, so I can't tell that actual hand is in motion. We do have a couple of more hands. We have one pointing the finger, another hand with pretty much a wide open position, a kind of a thumbs up type of hand, and then the one on the right, just a relaxing hand that came with the figure along with that wide open palm on the left. As I mentioned before, I like the texture and coloring of the actual glove and the armor. It's just the fact that there's no expression lines to kind of show motion onto it. I just think that would have been better for the figure. So pretty much this would be it for all of the accessories. Not a lot of things, but I think for what it's worth, I think it's good enough for me to be able to give options with the figure. So I don't think it's an issue at all. I think I like what I have so far. So now let's go ahead and bring the trooper so that we can talk about him in detail. Okay, getting to the figure now. I gotta be honest with you guys. The more I look at him, the more it's growing on me. This guy looks great, man. I love how the gold and the black matches, and I love how the armor is put together. It looks great. And again, this is a chrome version, but it's a golden chrome version, so the lighting is very reflective on the actual armor. Now, I'm gonna sound a little bit hypocritical, excuse me, here, because a couple of months ago we did a figure preview for Arkham Knight's Batman Beyond, which was a golden version, and I thought that it was a horrendous idea. Not with this guy. It's not necessarily the golden color to it. It's more so that there's certain figures that it will match well, and there's certain figures that it won't. To me, the Clone Trooper, I think it's a nice look to it. Is it better than the actual regular look? Not sure about that. I don't think it is, but unfortunately I don't have a regular Clone Trooper figure, so I really wouldn't know. But to me, what we have here is good. Looking at here at the armor, as you guys can see, I'm trying to move the armor, and it's not as loose as it was for my Shadow Trooper that I just did last week. I feel like the armor is much more well put together, and you know, it doesn't feel as loose, so I really like that. Also on the ankle joints, they're not that visible either, so I just think that this figure is much better put together than my Shadow Trooper that I just did last week. Also with the belt, something that I really like, as you guys were able to see in the back, is that it has the detonator, already attached to it, so I don't have to attach it or have an additional accessory that I really don't need. I'm glad that it already comes attached to the belt, and then the belt itself, it matches the texture of the whole figure itself, so we don't get any type of pleather, or we just get pretty much plastic chrome pieces all over the figure. It just, again, they're all attached very well. So let me go ahead and get phase 1 helmet onto the figure. To me, phase 2 is just better. Here, phase 1, it's a good look to him, but I feel like this helmet isn't as good as Commander Cody's. Commander Cody, I really like that top part. I like to call it the mohawk, right? I think it just looks better on Commander Cody. With this clone trooper, I'm not digging the look. Again, it's good, and if you guys want to do this helmet with this version, I really don't blame you guys, but to me, I'm gonna go with phase 2. I think that's kind of how I'm gonna go ahead and post the figure once I put it in my collection cabinets. But again, to each his own. So now that we pretty much have talked about the whole figure in detail as far as the whole armor and everything, I did want to go ahead and do the articulations on him. So pretty much the toes, well, I guess the feet, they are pretty flexible. You guys are able to pretty much bring them down till there and to the top till there. The good thing is that as I mentioned before, that ankle joint is not that visible. The shoes also do go to the sides, but not as much because of that armor being in the way. And then pretty much the knees, if you guys want to go ahead and bend them, so I'm sorry, the legs, so pretty much they do go sideways a lot more than I expected. And I like the fact that the fabric of the undersuit isn't damaged in any way, so that is a good thing. Also, the knees do go to the back all the way till there, and then if you guys pretty much push the legs to the front, it goes all the way up till there. So you guys do want to be careful. The way that the leg kind of, sounds whenever you guys want to move, it does seem like it's gonna break, but as long as you guys are careful, I think you guys should be fine if you guys do have this figure. Now, to the top part of the figure, to the sides, it doesn't really move a lot. I don't think I needed it to move a lot, so I'm okay with that. It does go to the front all the way till there, which is, I think, good enough if you ask me. And then to the back, a little bit more compared to the front, so I think the articulations are pretty good so far. I would say the hands, it does move all the way to the top. To me, I feel like the hands is the most important thing of this figure when it comes to the articulations, because of the weapons, because we want to have the figure pose in different ways with the weapons or rifles. I feel like it's very important. To the elbow, it goes all the way till there. The armor is kind of in the way, so it doesn't flex as much as I would have wanted it. And then the helmet itself, it does go to the sides just a little bit, but not too much. It does turn pretty much the whole way because there is a ball joint connected to the actual helmet. It does go to the front till there, and then to the back till there. So that would pretty much be, I would say, all of the articulations for the figure. I think the figure moves good enough, and I don't think I'll have any issues when it comes to posing. As you guys just saw, the left hand fall out of nowhere. Apologies about that, but I like how the figure looks. I really don't have any complaints about it. I think, as I mentioned before, the big question is if you guys dig the look. To me, it's a yes, and especially with the phase 2 helmet. Okay, now for a couple of side-by-side comparisons, guys. So the good thing is that as I keep collecting Star Wars figures, the more comparisons that I can make and the more that they make sense. Now I don't have to bring just random characters and match them up together. Now I can actually bring same style of characters. So as you guys can see on the left, I have the Shadow Stormtrooper, and then on the right, obviously, I have the Gold Chrome Clone Trooper. So without question, the Gold Trooper to me is the much better figure. Not sure if it's the best look, but I just think that the execution was better with the Gold Chrome Trooper. As I mentioned on the unboxing for the Shadow Trooper last week, I wasn't a big fan of the color applications with the armor. I thought that it seemed like it was coming off, and I just think it would have been better if it would have been even darker and much more shinier to make the figure really elusive. Still, it's a good figure, but I just think that they could have done better. Meanwhile, with the gold chrome trooper, it's more well put together. The armor isn't as loose. I feel like the articulations are better as well, and also the painting that they did with the gold matches so well with the black undersuit that to me, there's no question, it's just a better figure in my personal opinion. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you guys disagree with me on that, but I'm just happy to have these two figures. Now I get to make more valid comparisons that actually make sense, basically. And then the second comparison, I had to. This one is pretty much a must. We have the silver chrome version to Commander Cody. So these figures are very similar, which is obviously pretty much, kind of Captain Obvious. They have to be very similar. The armor is pretty much the same. The undersuit is the same. The articulations are the same. Obviously, the silver and the gold are different. And the helmets themselves, both figures have a phase 1 and phase 2, but they are a little bit more different. For example, Commander Cody has his command kind of audio devices that go attached onto him, so that makes it a little bit different. Also, the jetpack was bigger for the gold chrome figure, and that's pretty much it, because the rifles and accessories are the same. The display base is the same except for the coloring, the hand pieces. So there's a lot of similarities between these two figures, and both of them were released around the same time. They were both exclusive as well, if I'm not mistaken, but either way, I'm very happy to have them. I guess the question now would be, which is the better figure? Let me know in the comments which figure you guys think it's the best. But man, I might be prisoner of the moment, but I really like this gold trooper. I think it might be the better figure out of the two. I do have the white stormtrooper with the Death Star environment coming soon, so we'll see if that figure beats these two along with the Shadow Trooper. As I mentioned when I was doing the other comparison, I'm just happy to have these figures, man. I'm glad that I'm growing this Star Wars collection, and then now I'm pretty much kind of making a full army of those figures. So just very excited and thrilled to know that I'm getting more figures from Star Wars in my collection. Okay guys, to finish this unboxing and review for the gold chrome clone trooper, very happy to have him. I really like how this figure came out. I think the look to it is really nice, and very happy to have him on the collection. I can't wait to actually compare him to a regular clone trooper, just to kind of see the differences and how how great each figure looks, and which one is better between all of those figures. But just very happy to go ahead and have them. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this figure pretty much might be sold out, since there is a waitlist for the figure, but the figure was an exclusive version. I changed my mind. I will include the Sideshow collectibles, just so that way you guys at least join the waitlist if interested. I don't want to give you expectations that the figure will become available, but if he does, might as well join the wait list. There's nothing really to lose, but I really doubt that there will be more figures of him released. But very happy, like I mentioned before, to have him, and I can't wait to keep growing this Star Wars collection. It's looking really nice, so very happy to have him. And also, I want to apologize. I had gotten this figure months ago. I don't know why I delayed the unboxing for so long. I feel like I possibly prioritized other figures over him, so I do want to apologize. But I kind of regret taking a long time, because I am really happy with the results. So just wish that I would have opened them sooner. Before I do finish the video, guys, I mentioned whenever I was unboxing the figure that I do have important news. So pretty much the important news is that I have a lot of unboxings coming soon to my channel. Between those, we have the Joker Imposter version from The Dark Knight, which we did a figure preview a couple of months ago. I have Deadpool, which I have been waiting so long to get. I have Star-Lord, and then a couple of Star Wars figures as well. So this is a very exciting time for me and for the channel. A lot of content is coming, so please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and please hit the notifications bell so that we are always updated every time that I drop an unboxing, and you guys can pretty much stay tuned in for all of those figures that I will be reviewing. A reminder also that I am on TikTok and Instagram, where I pretty much post daily updates of what I have coming up on the channel. So I will include the links to those on the description if you guys want to go ahead and follow me, so that way you stay updated with anything that I drop on the channel. As always, guys, want to thank you for supporting the channel. It means the world to me. Anytime that you watch a video, like it or comment, you guys are really supportive, so I definitely appreciate that. And as I mentioned before, if you are new to this, welcome to the channel, and happy to have have you along. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this Gold Chrome Clone Trooper unboxing and review. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.